Welcome, everyone, to this haunted 10th episode of My Solo Chronicles. And today, we're going to talk about ghosts. No, I'm just kidding. We're not talking about ghosts.
Nothing like Christmas music on a Saturday during a spontaneous road trip. Well, this is going to be great.
Hey, everyone, this is April. And like I said in the intro, this is the 10th episode of my podcast, My Solo Chronicles. And it's so exciting to finally reach that 10th episode mark. It's been a long time coming, and I'm glad you're sticking around and going on these journeys with me, and I enjoy sharing the journeys with you. So today we're going to talk about my spontaneous road trip to San Diego to see the Whaley House. Now, I did mention about ghosts, and if you know anything about the Whaley House or if you've seen it on television programs or whatever, it's considered haunted by the Whaley family. And I wanted to go and visit this historical landmark because that's really what it is in what's called the Old Town within San Diego. The area is considered Old Town slash New Town because it looks like, from what I could tell, the community was built around the Whaley House. And there's so many other historical things over there or in that area as well. My weekend that I was off, I decided I woke up Saturday. I just woke up on a Saturday and I said, I am going just get in my car and just start driving. Henceforth, that's why I was spontaneous because I had no idea that I was going to go and do this. I got in my car listening to some great Christmas music that's now playing because it's December. We're getting ready for the holidays. And I just drove and I decided while I was literally driving around, I'm gonna drive to San Diego. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, it took me 2 hours and about 19 minutes to get there, but it was worth it because I had never been to San Diego. So many of my coworkers, so many people that had visit here told me whenever I get a chance, go and visit San Diego, especially before I leave California and head to Japan. So I was definitely going to do this, and it was a great drive. So let me just give you a quick history of the Whaley House. And I went down a rabbit hole. I'm always going down rabbit holes when I want to find out stuff. It's so crazy. So, anyways, on May 6th, 1856, Thomas Whaley began construction of this house, which is the Whaley House, and he proclaimed it as my new house when completed, and it was the handsomest, most comfortable, and convenient place in town or within 150 miles of here. And the house is actually, when you go in, you literally flip back to the 1800s because the furniture, the look of the house, I like that they maintained how it was back when the Whaley family actually owned it. And it says I'm just reading a little bit off the website from the information that they give you about the Whaley House. It says from 1869 through 1871, the Whaley House became the gathering place for the entire San Diego community. Besides being the Whaley family home, it was also San Diego's first commercial theater, the county courthouse, and a general store. Now, about the courthouse, there's an area, and I'm pretty sure most people who have read up on the Whaley House, or if you watch Travel Channel like I do, which has completely become like the haunted channel for just like haunted programs, it was said that James Yankee Jim was the last person to be hung in one of the areas within the house or on the area where the house sits. And if I'm not mistaken, it took him a while to eventually die while he was hanging within a Whaley House. And so they talk about, or you always hear about, his ghost is most likely one of the ghosts that roams within the Whaley House. I found out too that the house actually sat for a while, around because Thomas Whaley passed in 1890. And he didn't die in a house, but he died at a new home that was on State Street, and it sat abandoned and vacant for like 20 years. And so in 1909, his one of his sons, Francis Whaley, literally decided to get the house back in shape, get it back to its original state when the Whaley family lived in it. And he literally renovated it back to its original beauty of what it looked like. And he actually passed away 1 year after his mother, Anna, in 1913. And I've heard about this, and I was so waiting to see if it was going to happen. They say when you walk through the Whaley house, you can pretty much tell when Anna is within the area where you're at, especially upstairs, because you smell her perfume, which she used to wear this perfume that smelled like lavender. And I've also seen that too on different programs that of people that like ghost hunters that have went to the Whaley house. That is one of the things they say you can always tell when her ghost is nearby because you smell the scent of lavender, which was her favorite. Online, I paid $13, and in person, it's like $13 too. I did the solo thing again. I didn't do a group, and there wasn't that many people the day that I went. There wasn't a lot of people that was there, but if you want to do a guided like group tour, it's $19 or $19-$20, and you can do that. Some, there was some parts of the house that was blocked off, like when you go upstairs, and these are the rooms of where Mr. and Mrs. Whaley slept, where the kids slept, and it was so eerie. It was so eerie. I literally said to myself as I'm walking like up the stairs to go into the front door, I said to myself, the first second, like milliseconds, that I even sense or hear a strange noise, I'm out. I love ghost stories, but I'm saying to myself, okay, the first sound that I hear, I'm out of here. If it doesn't sound like somebody that's living, walking, I'm done. But the thing is too, I like that when you get there, the tour guides are literally dressed up like it's the like 1850s, 1860s. Like literally they transform you back into like the very beginning, like when the Whaley house was really vibrant with family and just the community and everything. And it's amazing. I really like it. You get to go in and you see where the courthouse was. That's the like the lower level part. And you just get to walk around and just experience what it was to live in that time. And I mean, even though outside of the Whaley house, you have the 2025 environment, but then when you walk through those doors, it's like the 1850s. It was, I mean, the house is big, but it's not huge. So it depends on if you just want to take your time and go through and just really, really look at everything, especially if you're in a guided tour. I was in there maybe an hour. Yeah, so I drove 2.5 hours to be at the Whaley House Museum for like an hour, which it was fine because I just, like I said, it was spontaneous. I just wanted to just go. So once I left the Whaley House, I just took advantage of just walking around the area because there's the old town and then there's the new town. And the new town, of course, like I said, you could tell that they built the community around the Whaley House. You had different restaurants, you had different little shops. There was one shop, I swear I worked until like the 1970s because some of that stuff was interesting, but it was nice. I also ended up going to, it's called the Mormon Battalion Museum or the Mormon Battalion site. And it's just a little historical building. The Mormon Battalion was a group of about 500 Latter day Saints who joined the United States Army in 1846 and during the Mexican American War to help provide financial support for their families and other Latter day Saint pioneers. It features different interactive like videos that you can kind of take part in. There's also, I love the historical artifacts. I love artifacts, especially if you can get so close to them that you can touch them. Yes, I loved it. And then There it says demonstrations on gold planting and brick making. I must have missed that because I didn't see that. And that's also in San Diego, and that's within walking distance of the Whaley Museum house. It's literally right up the street as you're passing so many other things within the area. This is why I tell you, sometimes I psych myself up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it. And then I get there and it's like a womp womp. So I did the Whaley House Museum, the Mormon Battalion Historical Site. I walked over to Heritage City Park. Oh my gosh, this place! I said, you know what? I literally just wasted time coming here. But you know what? It's a spontaneous, road trip. So live it up, April. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it for what it is. So it's called the Witch's Tower. And I'm thinking this place is going to be big, like the Whaley House. You're going to be able to go in and just look at it and get some type of spooky feel. No, that's not what it is. It's literally, there's a trail that goes to it. It's almost like it sits off, it's like in its own little off the side trail or whatever. And it's a miniature building that you can walk up these like rickety stairs very carefully because you don't want to snap your neck, walking up or going down. And you go up and you're just looking over like the balcony or tower area and just looking out over the area. That was it. That's all it was. And that I can say, and I mean, it is a nice, relaxing place. It is, especially if you like to be on a hiking trail or whatever. But I think I psyched myself up so much that I thought it was going to be something more, and it actually wasn't. So yeah, so if you ever go to San Diego and you go around in that area, it's up to you. You can go to the Witch's Tower is what it's called. Yeah, good luck. And I hope you find it more fascinating than me. I was like, "Oh, this is nice." Okay, time to move on. So remember, I talked to you about the ghost, and I was literally expecting to have some. Even though just minutes ago I just said, if I hear anything, I'm out of here. Yeah, it was just like I was hoping that I would at least experience some type of paranormal activity. I did not experience that. Now, I will say with the Whaley House, you do have the option to pay to come back at night and have a guided tour, um, like late at night, if you want to get that kind of paranormal experience. But I wasn't trying to do that because I wasn't staying overnight. I just drove up there for a few hours. I really did enjoy this drive, and the drive back, I was saying, at least I can now say that's something else I can tick off my box is the Whaley House because I did it. I didn't catch no ghosts, but I got to go back in time a little bit to the 1850s and just see how the Whaley family lived. And now when I see it on television, I can say I actually was there. I seen that. So it's like everything that I'm doing now. It's just like I always say, okay, when I see it on television or something, I can say, oh, I did that. So yes, 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 yes. I'm glad I did do it. It was worth the drive. Sometimes it's good to just get in your car and just drive to just wash off the stress of the previous days or the previous week, right? Okay, Moonbeams, have a great rest of the day. I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye.